everybody, my name is Xandric.
And I'm Elvis.
Welcome to Mediaverse. This has been a long time coming. We're doing a little discussion on Steven Universe this episode.
The first 5 that's actually going to be announced, which is Line 4, Alternate Ending, Dugout, The Good Lars, Are You My Dad, and I Am My Mom.
So, to start out this little discussion here, I wanted to go over the synopsis of the Line 4 Alternate Ending. As listed on Wikipedia, we've got... this is what it says about the episode. It says, Steven tries to search for secret messages Rose may have left him about his magical destiny, quote-unquote. Line eventually leads him to a tape, but it's an alternate version of the message from Rose that he's already seen.
What do you think that you could mean?
Well, I feel like... the title of it's still Lion 4. I feel like a lot of this has got to do with him looking for his mom, almost desperately. So, this may be kind of a sad episode.
I kind of think, this actually may talk about some insight on what really Lion is. Is he Steven's mom, like the other half of him? Or is this Pink Diamond? Or is this some other character we don't know about? But even then, it could be even a mystical guardian that watches over Steven. Like how you saw in one of the episodes where how that guy was searching around. What was he? You know who I'm talking about, Xandric? No. Explain this again? You know, he would travel around all the world, and Steven finds his book, and it shows all these maps.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about. Steven's been looking for his mom for a long time.
Yeah.
For information about his mom. I feel like this is kind of like a blow to him, because he's hitting dead ends, and this might be him realizing that he's just not going to know more about his mom.
Buddy, that's the guy's name.
That guy was funny.
Oh yeah, but anyway, Buddy, in that show that talks about him, it actually shows Rose actually walking with a pack of lions. And if you remember that, if it was during he was in the desert, but I think that Line is more of not a fusion, but a shapeshift version of something. It's like you obviously can tell that it's a gem, because it actually shows the gem on the stomach of Lion, but it actually shows that probably it might go some insight with Rose's information about Lion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A lot of what we've seen about Lion so far is, well, he doesn't talk, so it almost goes without saying that he's kind of we don't get a lot of information from him because he doesn't talk. But even though it goes without saying, he's been a main character, but still shrouded in this sort of mystery. We don't know about him. He's just there.
And also, he's a little quirky.
Yeah, we learned quite a bit about him that was unusual. Things you wouldn't expect from a just plain out lion. Obviously, straight off the bat, he's pink. Lions aren't generally pink.
No, they're usually tan. But that's the thing about Lion. He has some important role when it comes to the gems. And I would even believe that he was there during the gem invasion.
Elvis, I think you're going to get more out of this Lion than
anybody
else. I know.
I may be lying about this whole thing. Yuck, yuck, yuck. But anyway, I think probably this Rose episode is going to be more of a sad ending, because it's like an alternate ending. What alternate message could Rose possibly have for Steven? And especially if it's coming from Lion, because all we know, all that's been through so far is Lion has always has some kind of strong connection with Rose. So if the room may have, all has the tendency of saying or doing what Steven wants to hear, but I don't think the rat was Rose really talking in Rose's room. I think that was probably something else, but I don't think that was the real Rose. It was too edgy.
No, I want to clarify something before I continue. This episode that we're talking about right now, as we're recording, this is tomorrow. This is coming out. You guys probably will not see this recording before the episode. If you're a Steven Universe person, you're gonna probably see Steven Universe before. If you're listening to this, go watch the episode. It's out. I'm sure it is. Just go watch the episode. Come back. Now that you're back, okay. This is what I'm thinking. This is me not having seen said episode. There might be some correlation between Lion for alternate ending and I Am My Mom. I feel like Lion for alternate ending, that might just be Steven coming to the realization that no matter what he does, he is basically he is basically his mom at this point. He doesn't have anything else to go off of. And people expect of him all this stuff, and he just has to be himself, and that's going to be what he uses. I mean, the name I Am My Mom, just that alone. I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about synopsis for him. Just the name alone kind of says that might be what's going through his head this entire episode. And I'm just theorizing here. The Lion for alternate ending might be completely different than we're theorizing. So, theory, just throwing that out. Okay. So I want to move on to the next episode, being that this one comes out tomorrow, and the editing takes a bit of time. I don't have all the time in the world right now, and that's why we're so late on this. So let's move on to Dugout. How about that, yeah?
Alright, I got this Dugout. Right? So basically what Dugout is says on Wikipedia that Connie's father, Doug, comes to Beach City to investigate a break-in at Funland. He invites Steven and Connie to join him to stake out the amusement park. Here's what I'm thinking. Now, this actually seems pretty sketchy a bit, because why would Connie's father want to come out to Beach City's Funland for a possible break-in? I mean, I'm thinking that what happened with Blue Diamond and Yellow Diamond, where they said, oh, we're going to probably kidnap some more humans. I think, like, something's going down there. I think maybe possibly Blue Diamond's minions came out. And
we're so professional here.
Oh yeah, it's so fun. Came out and probably is searching out a scene, looking for a base of operation, but I don't know, because if Connie's father is like gonna do a stakeout with Steven and Connie, probably something's going down, because like Beach City is a kind of a quiet neighborhood, no less. Not a lot of like things go down there. What it shows in the actual show, but I think possibly this is like more homeworld related, because who knows what could be going down there. What about you, Sanchik?
We've seen Connie's mother be very accepting of Connie and Steven and what they do. We've not seen their father be interested very much. I feel like Connie's father might have Doug might have an ulterior motive here to taking them to Funland. Maybe as a distraction from what's going on, something maybe dangerous, something he doesn't want them involved in, or maybe he wants to know something. He's trying to find out something. Maybe he is just taking them to... I don't really know what it is, but I feel like he's got some sort of ulterior motive here. And most people just don't randomly be like, hey, let's just go check out a break-in at some place. I mean, not that... I mean, he may have his own reasons. It might be entirely like, oh, well, it's my job now. It's my new job. I work there now. No, I don't know.
Probably also, you can probably maybe see Doug asking Steven and Connie coming along is that maybe he might find something there that is unexpected and he doesn't know or he can't explain what it is. So since that Steven and Connie have been hanging around the gems, they would probably have maybe a more insight what he might have found that he couldn't explain, and see if they might know anything.
The episode name is Dug Out. I'm really curious about that name. I don't know what to think of it because a dugout. That's you.
Like usually, if you got to dig something up and like just like camp out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's you hide kind of in a dugout. Yeah.
Yeah, you like a kind of a cover.
It's almost like the name of the episode is almost like gloating at us because it's like it's dug out, like he's coming out, but he's not coming out. A dugout, something you like go in. So I don't know. I feel like the name is almost. I feel like the name itself is mysterious. It kind of speaks mysterious to me.
Yeah, like kind of like a different name. Like a name could mean one thing, but it could also mean another for a title.
I feel like we're gonna learn a lot about Doug that we don't know because Connie's father. How much do we know about Connie's father so far?
Not a lot. Like
he's strict.
That too, but also
I think that's it. That's about it. That's all we know.
But also another thing too, that he's a bad driver in snow. That's pretty much all we know about.
Oh yeah, bad driver in snow. Wait a minute. What episode was that from?
I believe that was one from the one that was like he kept on repeating, like in that snowstorm.
You know what? I remember, but I don't remember what episode. So we're just gonna move on.
We'll come back. We're not gonna worry about that for now. But also like our next episode 126, that it says "Good Lars," which it's about the cool kids invite Steven, Lars, and Sadie to a potluck. That's actually pretty good potluck. Steven and Sadie encourages Lars to bake a cake for the party, but Lars is insecure about revealing his baking skills. Now, I just think that this is probably just kind of like a fun little episode where you actually hear about some humor about Lars, like can't really bake that well, and Sadie's probably gonna have to help him, or Steven will help him. But that's what I pretty much think, that it's just gonna be a fun little episode about Lars learning how to bake a cake.
I feel like this is kind of very similar to the Lars has to learn to be what was that episode where Lars was very, very insecure. He's always insecure. Lars is extremely insecure, and somebody pushes him, and he steps out of his way to become less insecure. But then he got made fun of, and he kind of went back.
I think that was probably when
he's learning to deal with his insecurity.
I believe that's probably the earlier episodes where he first met the cool kids.
That one, plus the one where they got stranded on that island, and the other one where he was Lars had a crush, right?
Yeah, Sadie.
Whatever that episode was. I'm not good with names of episodes.
We're having fun remembering episodes. There's just so many so far. But, yeah, I can tell you the truth, like, I'm not really a good baker, and, like, if I had, like, two people try to encourage me to bake a cake, and I have no idea how to bake a cake, or I can't make a good cake.
Elvis, I would imagine you're just gonna, like, head up to the nearest bakery and strip off the label, and ta-da, I baked a cake, everybody.
To tell you the truth, if it comes down to that, I will not lie. I will do that. Just say, hey, yo, what up, guys? I just got myself a cake here. I baked it all by myself.
Now, let's be careful which bakery you choose. Everybody's going to keep asking you to bake the cake if you choose a really, really good one.
Oh, yes, especially you, Sandrick. Now that I'm telling you my plans here.
Oh, yeah. I'll be like, oh, we should ask him to bake our cake again. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh, like that I could only imagine. But, I guess you...
So I take it Lars is the good baker, but he doesn't want to admit it. It's kind of like a feminine sort of,
or maybe it's about like someone's
know.
feelings, or like I'm like really insecure, like he doesn't know if he's a good baker or not, or he's always looking for people's approval.
Well, here's another thing. I mean, Steven Universe has always been one to like break stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, stereotypically, bakers are a feminine attribute. I mean, even guys who bake. And I know tons of guys who bake. Like, there's a bakery in our town. The owner is a guy. He was featured on a television show. He's a good baker. He's a very good baker, but he's a guy. But it's just a kind of traditionally, it's a very feminine subject matter to bake.
Or what about that guy from Cupcake Wars? He's a guy.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what my point is. So, I feel like this is Lars learns to deal with stereotype breaking,
and also insecurity and being
exactly.
himself. All right, moving on.
There may be some other. I mean, so Steven is in this episode, so we might actually get like one of those little like sugar cubes of information about something else. I don't really know about that, but Steven is in this episode, it looks like so.
Yeah, but like I completely doubt there's any going to be information pertaining to the actual
I love
story.
it when they do that though. They just like drop in a little hint about something else.
I could probably see that.
Episode.
But moving on from that, we're gonna go to Are You My Dad? But I think that Are You My Dad is what it says is Lars, Sadie, Onion, and Jamie have mysteriously disappeared while investigating the mystery. Steven and Connie come across what appears to be a new gem who keeps asking, "Are you my dad?" Oh my gosh, this is going to be a really good one because that when people disappear mysteriously, alright, you know automatically it's blue and yellow diamond related. Like, remember they said that we got time, we're gonna kidnap people? That's what I think that's going down. Now, a new gem that says, "Are you my dad?" What are they talking about? I think that's something sketchy right there, because usually we don't have dads in, like, you don't see boy gems. But
something really obvious to me, this seems to be a reference to one of the previous seasons of Doctor Who, where, they're not necessarily important, but it might have some relevance. I don't really want to give it away, but spoiler alert here. A medical ship crash lands in the 1940s Blitz kind of area scene going on, and the ship has nanobots on it that correct human, or not human necessarily, correct genetic error and try to fix people up. They're kind of medical nanobots. What happens is they discover the first person that they discover was the person that the pod landed on and killed. The little boy whose mom is only a couple years older than him, and she never tells him that she's his mom because she doesn't want people to know. It's the 1940s, and what's interesting about it is that he ends up going about asking everybody, "Are you my mommy? Are you my mommy?" The nanobots took over him, trying to repair him from being basically dead. They want a genetic. They want more genetic material from him because he was dead. They don't know how quite to react or to remake his body. In fact, the clothing on him they can't distinguish from his body at this point. So they're just trying to get more genetic material. So they're looking for his mom, and nobody admits. He's scaring like the town folk half to death. And in fact, he's infecting other people with the nanobots, turning them into what he looks like, basically. Throughout the entire thing, he's just always asking, "Are you my mommy? Are you my mommy? Where's my mommy?" And this is a very obvious reference to that. I feel like even if it's like a pushed aside reference, this feels like a very, very similar reference to that. And that leads me to think that the new gem may have either an undisclosed mother or just a mother who abandoned him, so to speak. Or her.
Well, I think it's probably like this, that also coming on top of Xantric's idea or theory, that you know how, like, if you're a test subject, if you grew up in a lab, and you come out of that testing area and into the real world, or on a foreign world. But anyway, main point is that you're not going to know what anything is. You won't even know who you are or who made you. You're probably going to be looking around thinking that you're actually a child or a new young person, that you don't know who you are, and you're just looking for someone that probably is a parent figure. That,
depending on what knowledge I can pick up from around me, of course. If I see people with moms, I would imagine I have one too. Where's mine?
Like, well, where did I come from? Like, if this new gem saw like a human, family with a child and two parents, he's gonna wonder, or she's gonna wonder, where's my father? Where's my mother? Who made me? Where am I from? I want to know about myself.
If you were born in a world where everybody had sink drains on their forehead, you'd probably wonder, where's mine?
Yes. But, I think probably that if there's a disappearance of Lars, Sadie, Anya, and Jamie, where did they go? Who do you think took them?
I feel like the same person who's responsible for the new gem is the same person that's responsible for the missing people. I don't think they just kind of up and left. This isn't some surprise party. This is someone up and took them.
Now, the the Diamonds did say that they were planning to kidnap more people, more humans, and putting them into the zoo. Like, that's what I think that's probably going to go down. That Blue and Yellow Diamonds sent someone, like, to poach, if you would say, more humans. So they probably, it was Lars, Sadie, Anya, and Jamie that were taken so far, were the first victims.
This could potentially be a very dark episode. I'm not entirely sure what the premise is of where the new gem came from, or where the missing people have gone, but it could potentially get very dark very quickly.
Or like
could have a lot of upset gems and people.
It could also make about the verge of almost a Taken kind of a move, like, you know, like the movie Taken, where his daughter got taken away, and you have to hunt him down. But I think this is what's gonna kind of go down here. Like, you're gonna have 4 people that are kidnapped mysteriously, up and disappeared. You don't even know where they came from, or where they went. But we're gonna have to find them, Steven and Connie. Now, I believe this is connected to almost.
This has got to be almost like a 2-part between Are You My Dad and Am I My Mom?
Or no,
I Am My Mom. I mean,
even a 3-part. I think it has something to do with Dugout as well.
I can see that,
because I believe it's gonna be traced back to Funland. What do you say?
The break-in at Funland?
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, first of all, why would someone break into Funland? They're not going to get any fun doing that, I imagine.
Yeah, you know.
But on top of that, I feel like you know, something unusual, out of the ordinary, goes on in a break-in at Funland. I would maybe that might be sort of like a touchdown site for whoever is visiting.
A base of operations.
Yeah, base of exactly. And then we move on to our last upcoming episode.
Yep.
We've got I Am My Mom. And it leads right out of Are You My Dad? It says Steven and the Gems race to rescue Steven's friends. So it's almost confirming that that's what's going on with Lars, Sadie, Onion, and Jamie. Not necessarily all of them, but at least some of them. From Aquamarine and Topaz. But as the stakes keep rising, Steven must make the most difficult decision of his life. This is according to Wikipedia.
Now, what kind of difficult decision could Steven possibly make? Now, obviously, we have two new gems, Aquamarine and Topaz, which probably, I believe, that it's the Diamond's poachers, if you will. And now, keep in mind that if they took these Lars, Sadie, Onion, and Jamie, and they got a ship, alright, they came here on a ship, I would believe the most difficult decision is probably it's a race against time to rescue these four people, because if they don't rescue them in time and they get off the planet, I believe they're gone for good, because the Ruby took their only ship.
One of the things that went through my mind, they don't have some sort of quick chase down an enemy sort of transportation, right? They don't have that. And what I'm seeing is Aquamarine and Topaz are both trying to take Steven's friends. Now, that might mean that they both arrived with separate goals in mind on separate ships. Now, that's a bit far-fetched at this point, keep in mind, but keep going a little bit. Now, what they may have come to the decision to do is, as maybe they were in a rush, to leave, they maybe formed a little pact, got in the same ship, and just left, being that they were being attacked or prodded into the business of, I'm not really sure. That would at least leave them with some way to move around. If not, possibly they've, between the episodes of Are You My Dad and the Lion 4, they may have gotten some other sort of transportation. I would say most likely is during the episode Are You My Dad, being just directly previous and it's very related, or it could be in Lion 4 actually, but it could really be anywhere. I would imagine the good Lars is probably the least likely that it's in, if anywhere at all.
No, possibly it could probably even be early as Dugout, where you start seeing like hints of Aquamarine and Topaz's tricks and what they're trying to do, and
maybe that's what they find out. Maybe they find a ship.
Yeah.
That's the break-in. It was a ship. A ship broke in.
Or maybe even,
it was abandoned. Maybe.
Or maybe even one of them even lurking around the spot. That's what I probably think. They're lurking around there, scouting it out, and maybe Steven or Connie sees them a bit, but they disappear after that.
Okay, so it says the stakes keep rising. Steven must make the most difficult decision of his life. And the name of the episode is I Am My Mom. I feel like the most difficult decision of his life has something to do with becoming almost like his mom. So it probably has to do with human life, and that's or life in general, and the protection thereof. I would imagine that has some sort of relation, because Steven's mom was quite a bit about that. We still don't know too much about her, but we know that she was a very big advocate of life.
Or even this, I just thought of something too. I think it might come down to either saving Steven's friends or saving that new gem.
That might be.
Because I think
Aquamarine and Topaz aren't necessarily, enemies. He may have to decide to not give them a chance in order to save his friends. He may have to do something to them.
Or maybe even this, that I think Aquamarine and Topaz are the enemy, but this new gem that you don't know about, that they could probably even be, the new gem could probably be their test subject, and they're not walking off Earth without something. Either their test, this gem that probably is even one of their like little experiments, or the for humans that they took. Now, I think it's probably either this: is Steven gonna rescue his 4 friends, or is he gonna rescue this new gem? Which is a more priority, having a new gem on the team or losing his 4 friends?
I'm wondering. I mean, this new gem is coming out of nowhere. Doesn't know quite a bit. I mean, a lot of the gems are very old. This gem seems to be really young, or at least lacking large portions of knowledge. So, I feel like this new gem might be. I'm almost thinking that this new gem was extremely recently created and may even be short lifespan. Now that's a kind of like long statement, but there's a possibility that this gem has some sort of defect. Knowing all the gem creation shenanigans going on in this show, so mostly. Those are our thoughts on the next upcoming episodes. So, we're going to wrap up for today. I hope to see you guys in another episode of our show.
Our next video is coming up soon, and we're going to try to get them before the
Mediaverse is eventually going to really pick up.
Yes, once the summer hits and once we're out of school and then our hours for work are coming steady, we're going to start bringing more videos in. But either way, remember guys, like, comment, and hit that subscribe button until it breaks. So
don't do that. That's not good.
Oh, but it's going to be fun anyway. So just keep it with us, and also don't forget to hit that notification, a little bell thing, so you can always keep track of our videos and what's going on. With that being said, guys, have a good day. See you soon.
Enjoy.